This is Simon, and this is going to be my video on Roux for Square-1. So I'm going to go ahead and scramble this and show you what the basic steps are and how you can solve it. So I'm going to get a scramble. Alright, I have a scramble, so I'll just show you what I would do. So first step, like solving any Square-1, is cube shape. So I'm not going to go over how to do it, but you can watch and see what I would do for this scramble. So cube. Now, this is where it gets different. You want to do it where you build a block on the left and right of your Square-1 on the bottom. So for me, that's the yellow. So the first thing I would see is this. So that's good. So what I can do with the corresponding edge needing to go here, I can misalign this one and move it to the bottom. Now I can do an M2 like that to pair it up. Keeping this aligned or misaligned, I can put it to the bottom and put it over here where it won't get messed up. Now for my next block, since this is orange, I have to do the red one, and the other red's over here. So I just swing it around, and this is quite nice because it lines up good, and I don't have to use the M layer at all to pair it up. Keep it misaligned and put it right here. Now what you need to do is put your remaining two edges in. And how I do this is I always put one in with M and then insert the other one with one alg with one remaining. So I'll just do it slowly in case you don't know it. Alright, so I put that there. Now there's only two cases you need to know for corner permutation. One where there's a block and you switch to two, and one where there is not a block and it's like opposite, 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 opposite. For this one, I'll put it in the description, but it's quite easy. And now you have the corners solved. So for this step, I do have parity in this case, but you want to make sure if these were opposite, you would do an M2, U2, M2 at this point to fix them. I did not have that, so I don't need to worry about that. For how I do this, I do it with minimal algs. So what I would do is I would do an H-perm, switching these two and ending up with parity over here. So H-perm is really easy and fast. Remaining with two. So I'll just do parity alg. I'm not going to be teaching all the algs because this is after you already know beginner's method. I would recommend moving to this one and then just using equator fix. So that's the basic concept. I'm going to get one more scramble and go a little bit more in depth with how to do it. Okay, so I have one more scramble, and this is where I'll go a little bit more in depth. So this is for cube shape. I don't know many cases, but you can learn advanced cube shape. And if you want to get serious, I definitely recommend that. How do I do this one? I don't know many cases, as I said. So yeah, cube shape. Now for first block. This is where I'm going to start like giving a little bit of tips and how to be faster. Look for a block already made and be color neutral with what block you start with. So don't just go with blue because it's over here. Start with the easiest one. So for this case, I would say green, and the other one's just right here. And also don't just misalign the top layer, because if I were to do that, I'd kick out this one. Learn to like use it to advantage to like preserve this. If you misalign the bottom one, you'll get that block made. And then put it to the left so it stays preserved. The next one, this is like the worst case you can get when they're right by each other. Only way to get around is to put in the bottom, put this one where it needs to be, do that again until they end up here. It's not very nice and it's the worst case you can get. So now this one's attached to it. So I would put this here, put it over here, and set it up to this case where it's just an M2. So M2, U2, and now you basically have set it up to a different case. M2 again. Now you have the block made, put it in the bottom. Okay, so one edge, go ahead and insert that with your alg. It doesn't have to be this alg. There's lots of algs to insert one edge, and they might be better for you. So I want to keep in mind that I had parity on the bottom because these are off, but I won't worry about that right now. I'm going to go ahead and do CP, which is the J-perm again, kind of, which is the most common case. I'm also going to show you the other case where it's like opposite, 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 opposite. It's a really simple alg. I'm really slow at it, but I'll just show you. It's the same thing over and over. So 3, 3, slash, 3, 0, slash. And you do that 3 times, I think. So now once again I have parity because I have not parity here and then parity here. So what I would do, because I don't know the opposite, like opposite, opposite, like the CV switch parity alg. So I be smart. Oh, that wasn't very good. I can be smart and switch this one over here, remaining with a parity alg that I know. So watch for little things like that can like save you some moves if you don't want to use a bunch of algs. So now I have parity once again, and you just do that however you do it. And equator switch. When I have your equator switch, I always set it up to the opposite color. So like these match beforehand, so I can like end with it being solved instead of it being like this. Like say you solve it, U2. It's because I have to regrip how I do it, so I always set it up to red in front when I do equator switch because I always hold orange in front. So yeah, that's how I do the Roux method or the screw method on Square-1. For recommendations and things like that, I'd say this is a really good method if you know the beginner's method, you want to get a little bit faster, and you don't want to learn a ton of algs. You can obviously learn a lot more algs than I know, and you can be faster with it. But I use this method with minimal algs and average low 30s. So yeah, you can definitely try to be faster. I would challenge you to be faster than me because it'd be cool to see how fast people can get. So yeah, the Roux method. It's good if you are lazy and don't want to learn a ton of algs. So thanks for watching. I'm gonna put a time solve at the end just so you can see what it looks like in like an actual solve. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and check out future videos on cubing province. Bye. It's good.